thanks, Jorg, for the nice introduction. So far tonight we've heard about two projects, one of which is enabling whole new business models in a secure way on a distributed ledger. We've heard about a project that's making it faster to build new financial institutions and businesses. Tonight, or the last presentation of tonight, we're going to explain a new financial services industry that we're starting, which almost replaces an existing industry, and I hope you're going to come to understand why. So I'm Dean, and I have some good news. We're all living longer. People's lives are extending, it's increasing every year, and the good news is that Germany, as usual, is through to the quarterfinals. Now, unfortunately, there's also some bad news. 81 is the average, which means that probably half the people in this room are going to live beyond 90, or in many cases with the ladies especially, beyond 95. I don't know whether it's the front half or the back half or the left half. But this is the thing, we don't know which of us. We don't know if we're going to get 70, 80, 90, 100 like Jorg. It's just, or 99, sorry, it's not perfect yet. We just don't know which one of it is. And this causes a problem in society. Because, if you are lucky enough to be one of the people that lives that long, you need a lot more money in retirement. And if you run out of money, you're going to be doing, it's going to get pretty uncomfortable. But the good news is you don't have to worry about it, because a lot of you probably have corporate pension schemes. Except the slight problem with corporate pension schemes is that, certainly in the UK and in the US, if you've got a pension scheme that you've been saving into for 20 or 30 years, there's a high probability it's going insolvent and it's getting worse year by year. There's more people dependent on the system, there's less people paying tax or paying contributions into the system. It's completely unsustainable. And pretty much the richest 20 OECD countries in the world have a combined shortfall that is absolutely staggering, which I'll explain in a moment. But don't worry about the corporations, because the government has your back covered. Yeah? You can rely on the government. The governments I'm talking about, the richest 20 OECD countries, have a declared national debt of 44 trillion, which is a stupendous amount of money. And that's why many of us are obsessed with Bitcoin, because we think that's impossible to solve. And we think the future is Bitcoin, because all the existing money is going to become worthless. But what most people don't know is that the value of the pension deficit, the money the politicians have not saved, is even bigger. It's astronomical, and it's getting bigger by 5% per year. So all these pensions that everybody's paying into are complete bullshit. Yeah, I met a Nobel Prize winner in January, and after I explained it, he said, "Oh my God, you're solving the Ponzi scheme that is the US Social Security system." He said, "This is the solution. This is how you're going to stop it." So the trick is, for 10 years, all these academics around the world have been saying, okay, what we need to do, we can't rely on the governments, we can't rely on the companies. We need to create a private pension plan and get people saving. Yeah? But people don't like putting money into pensions. Yeah? It's boring. It's not interesting. So if we're going to do it, we need to find a way to make them interested to save into their pensions. And the way we do this is by reintroducing the most popular financial product in the history of the world. Literally, it's 350 years old, and it's spectacular, which I'll explain in a moment. Now, the trick is, even if you make this really sexy pension product, we need to make it secure. So the idea is, we're going to do it on the blockchain. It's going to be 100% transparent, completely secure, and last but not least, we're going to eliminate all these actuaries and pension trustees that do deals on the golf course. Because what we're going to do is, machines have now overtaken us in terms of their ability to run computations. So let the machines manage the system, let them work out the risks, let them calculate the payments. But the trick is, what the hell is a Tontine? Yeah? Nobody knows what it is. The majority of people don't know what it's about. So Let me ask a question. Has anybody in the room voluntarily put money into a pension scheme? Okay, 2, 3, 3.5. Okay, it's a handful. Yeah. So typically, with pensions, unless you're forced to put money into it, you don't. Yeah, less than 10% of the people around the world put money into a pension. And in poor countries, pretty much it's zero, which includes the US, by the way. The amount of people with zero in their pension is astronomical. However, in countries where they have a lottery, they have a participation rate of more than 70%. Yeah? And then you have to ask yourself, well, but this is the sensible thing. This is the sensible thing you should be doing. The lottery, it's crazy. Why do they do it? Because everybody overestimates their chances of winning. Yeah? They're thinking, oh, this is my lucky week. I'm going to win. This is me. I'm going to get it. They completely overestimate their chances of winning. They know the pension, oh, God, it's forever. It just doesn't work. But the thing is, a tontine is a combination of these. And effectively, a tontine is a combination between a pension and a lottery. Because if you live a very long time, instead of running out of money, you're going to end up like these guys. You're going to feel as if you won the lottery. Yeah? And this is why tontines are the biggest, fastest selling financial product in the history of the world. Yeah? Typically, this is a pension product more than 50% of the population want to put money into. Yeah? It's an attractive product. But let me try and explain how it works. So basically, the trick with the trick with tontines is that they're 400 or 500% more popular than any pension product in the market today. Because we all want to end up like those guys. So I'm going to give you this is the one complex screen. I'm just going to try and explain how it works. The idea is each tontine is going to have 10,000 members. It'll either be men or women. We don't mix them because the women always win. Each member contributes whatever amount of capital they can, and they get a monthly payout proportionally as long as they live. Eventually, some of the members start dying off, and the algorithm detects it no longer has to support 10,000, it only has to support 9,000 or 8,000 or 7,000, and it's able at that point to start increasing the monthly payout, because if you die, you don't need the money. So the money just stays in the system to support those that are lucky enough to make it all the way up to 100. And the algorithm manages the money through people like this. As soon as we find an organization on the planet that is able to connect us to custodian banks and track it over a blockchain, if I could find someone like that. But pretty much what the system is doing for each tontine of 10,000 members, it's paying out all the capital as aggressively as it can without ever running out of money. But by the end, when there's only a handful of people left, they're driving the best, they're flying around in a jet probably, because they've got all the money flying into them every month. But the trick is, this all sounds a little bit bonkers. Who would buy a product like this? Who is crazy enough to buy a product like this? Well, Adam Smith, the father of economics, wrote in 1872, if any government ever wants to raise money, they will always raise more by issuing a tontine. And the governments did. So we had France, we had England, we had France raising money to fight England, we had England raising money to fight against France, we had Ireland raising money because the English said we had to give them the money to fight France. The Americans did it. It was absolutely crazy. And the professor I spoke to in Oxford this morning was telling me that even the Germans put money into this. In fact, there were many German tontines. This is the second book he's written, and he told me about 3 other professors that are writing about the history of tontines in Germany. So we know even Germans, even sensible Germans, also buy tontines. So for 10 years, all these academics around the world have been talking about bringing back tontines. If only we can make them so that nobody can tamper with the records and keep all the members anonymous to each other. And I come across this last year, and it's like blindingly obvious use case of blockchain. But let me be explicit how it works. So first things first. Normally, or most recently, when a tontine was issued, It was issued through an insurance company. And they had extremely high fees because that's what they do. If you eliminate the insurance company from the process, you reduce the fees by 90%. If you take out 90% of the costs, the payment that we can make to everybody when they get to 65 and every month after that goes through the roof. I'm not going to tell you how high, because it's almost unbelievable over all the years. But the big thing about this is that we now have a system that absolutely tracks every single penny that ever goes into this pension system. And anybody can audit it, anybody can check it, because it's all public information. The only thing you can see is the identity of the members. And we use smart contracts and artificial intelligence, as I said, to reduce errors and to prevent fraud. The trick with preventing fraud is the machine will not do deals with an investment banker from Goldman Sachs on the golf course. Yeah? So we started putting this together last year. We put a little video out. We found out we can definitely get customers to come direct to us to buy it. I'll show you the video in a second. But in the meantime, we're building on the Stellar blockchain. And we found that we've got all these remittance companies. Everybody's sending money home. And it all gets spent. They don't save anything. So what we're saying to these companies is, let's get these people to put 5% into a tontine, so that in 20 years' time, when they eventually move back home to the Philippines or whatever, they're actually going to have a pension. And it's going to take care of them. Through York, we were contacted by the Inter-American Development Bank. I don't know if you know who these guys are. You've got the World Bank, the IMF, and the Inter-American Development Bank. They are responsible for rebuilding the financial system of Latin America. And they contacted us. York was talking to them, he put them in touch, and the guy sent me a message. He said, we want to take your awesome platform and roll it out, push it with regulators and ministers across the whole continent of Latin America. This system is what will give them the confidence to start saving again. And these are some of the companies that we met when the IDB brought us to Washington a couple of months ago. To give you an idea, the size of the market that we're targeting, the closest existing product to this is a life annuity, which is sold by insurance companies. That's a 350 billion a year segment. The thing is, it only works for people above a certain level of income, because most people, it's a very hard to sell product, and the salespeople that sell annuities, it's only worth the while if they target people with a lot of money. So they don't even bother with the people with smaller tickets. So basically you have all these people that have slightly less money that have no product available to them. And then you've got all these people in countries that don't even have a pension system or social security system, that we can just roll this out because it's completely scalable. So I guess this is why Forbes magazine said that we are the pioneers of a new multi-trillion-dollar industry. Because 350 billion is the segment. We know our product outsells that by 5 to 1 because we have 350 years of statistics. So it's kind of a big market. Citibank has forecast that there will be somewhere between 5 to 11 trillion of money going into private savings going forward. But putting money into savings doesn't solve the longevity problem. We don't know which group is going to be the ones that live to 95 or 100. By putting the money into a system like this, you don't care. Your job is just to keep yourself fit, eat the right stuff, give up cigarettes, and enjoy your life. Because if the longer you stay alive, the higher your monthly payments get, bit by bit. So the market that we're targeting, it's growing 20% per year in countries like China, which is where I've been for the last 3 months. Within 10 years, there's going to be 400 million more 60-year-olds. They all need a retirement plan. They all need a solution. They need something they can trust. So this is the little video that we made. It's worthwhile showing you this because basically it costs us $750. I did a good deal. We put it onto Facebook and YouTube. And we kind of got a really good response. We had all these people registering on the website, but you've got to watch it because it explains the system a little bit better than I can.
Breakthroughs in medical science mean that people are living longer, and and that's awesome. But when you live longer, you need more money for retirement. And if you take really good care of yourself, then your savings could run out, and that's not so great. A Tontine is a peer-to-peer retirement plan where your savings are invested professionally, and you receive monthly payments for the rest of your life. That's great. And because no expensive insurance company is involved, your monthly income is much higher. But here's where it gets even more interesting. With traditional retirement products, like life annuities, when a member passes away, most of their capital go to the shareholders of the insurance company. But in a peer-to-peer system, all the capital stays in the Tontine, which means the monthly payouts to the remaining members keeps increasing, sometimes dramatically. So in a Tontine, the longer you live, the more prosperous you become. Introducing Tontine Trust. Tontine Trust is a decentralized platform that uses blockchain technology, like immutable ledgers and smart contracts, to take Tontines to the next level. And we are launching a major token sale of our TONS tokens to help take the platform to the global community. Our TONS are the tokens that power the platform, generate bonuses, and incentivize a global network of distribution partners and financial advisors. Once the fully regulated platform is launched, anyone seeking a fair lifetime income can subscribe to a Tontine and start receiving monthly income to their Toncard accounts. Our Toncard platform uses biometric recognition for the ultimate security and privacy protection. Toncards can be used at over 40 million merchants and ATMs worldwide. And because the Tontine assets are verifiably secured by the power of the blockchain, members can sleep easy at night. So now, all you have to worry about in retirement is how best to keep fit. Because in a Tontine, the longer you live, the more prosperous you become. Tontine Trust, a better retirement, secured by the blockchain.
So basically, we uploaded this to YouTube, Facebook. We had all these people registering on the website. It was like 500,000, 1 million. It's like, wow, this is going to be the easiest ICO ever. And then we realized, we started Googling, they're all retired. Retired dentists, retired doctors, retired kickbox champion, stuff like this. But basically, they just got it. They understood it. So they validated that, all these years later, Tontines are still the way to go. Because basically you're betting on yourself. Oh, there we go. So basically, our mission is to bring a bankruptcy-proof lifetime income solution back from the grave and bring it back to real life. We want to increase the global savings rate. At the moment, it's less than 10%. We want to get it back up to where it was when Tontines were last issued. And we want to be able to, instead of people getting poorer as they get older, we want to reward them. If you take care of your health, if you live those extra years, actually you're now going to get rewarded for it, because that's the way the system is designed to work. So basically, a long time ago, we had to trust this guy. Yeah? And he didn't deliver. But we've now created a new system, so we're going to leave the past behind. We're going to move towards the future. And really, that's it. If you're interested in more information about Tontines, please go to our website. If you're someone that participates in token sales and believes in the future of blockchain, you can actually join. We have an invitation-only sale. I'm only talking to big institutions at the moment, but tonight, because we're in Berlin with our advisor, if you happen to hit that link, you'll automatically get access to the token sale, if that's something you're interested in doing. And you should. That's it. So, if anybody has any questions.